I have to say for this year, man, I'm actually proud of niggas, man. I'm actually proud because just this year alone, right? The nigga culture, or just niggas in general, are starting to die out. The more the months went by, the less, you know, stereotypical nigga shit I've seen just across the social media platforms and stuff. I wasn't shocked because even I knew there was gonna come a certain point in time where it's gonna have to end, man. And people are gonna move on to other things. I mean, as far as like white people, of course they wanna, see niggas at their lowest points. Of course, white people wanna see the stereotypical, you know, black people getting into arguments with other black people, killing other black people, eating chicken and watermelon, baby mama drama, black men and women fighting, poverty. The algorithm loves that. Even in my feed with YouTube, that's pretty much all I see, and I'm not even on YouTube that much. My whole feed, every time I clear my history, it's the same stuff. And I'm not somebody that promotes any of this. In fact, I want people to do the quite opposite. But it's funny how that works out. And so, just this year alone, I've seen a lot of people invent things, change the narrative of the young black man. I've seen people actually use their fucking mind, man, and put something to work. Even to now, it's gotten to a point where a couple months back, people decided to stop wearing quarter zips or start wearing quarter zips. Nobody wants to wear Nike Techs. Niggas are inventing shit out of nowhere. And nobody wants to be a YN. It's all death to the YN, And what I would say to the youth is, I'm proud of y'all, man. Finally, we're starting to shift into a different direction. And it's going to come to a point where black women are going to have to conform. And, if you're into niggas, you're going to have like a small batch of niggas to choose from. How many times are we going to get people around my age range end up in the same situations every month, every year, every second of the day? When can we as a society change our narrative and stop letting somebody else dictate who and what we are? This is why I notice nobody really wants to spin the block. Nobody wants to hit a lick. People don't even want to associate themselves with other people that are extremely violent or crash out, as some might say. And I like this shift in a different direction, because 10 years ago, I always go back to my upbringing and my environment, where I was, and just where the world was at a place in time, it was very different. And maybe this has to do with hip hop and niggas like changing the narrative and rapping about other things. Or maybe this just has to do with a fatigue. I've been seeing white fatigue. Maybe niggas are fatigued out as well. But I can't say that I'm not impressed with the youth. I am impressed with the youth. In fact, I would say if y'all keep this up, you're breaking generational curses. You're breaking the stereotype. And now white people more than ever, they want to be around us. They want to be like us. They want to associate themselves and get up in all our business. I'm saying this as a YouTuber and just as a black man in general. If anybody tries to want to get in my business in real life, like out of nowhere, unexpectedly trying to get my attention, you're gonna be dealt with in let's just say a very old school type of way. And it doesn't matter what race of people, to the point where I'm not just speaking about whites only. But not that that's ever happened or it's going to happen. I don't think it will happen because, I don't attract negative energy, and I don't attract a bunch of unwanted attention to myself. Nevertheless, it's so much so that the media is trying very hard right now, these past couple months, to push this agenda. And it's not working. It's not working. People like Young Thug that idolize this nigga. People said he was the next biggest thing. Me personally, I never found the appeal. And after YSL, after he crashed out, dissed a couple niggas like Lil Baby and Gunna. I say Young Thug is a cautionary tale of people just moving on. Nobody wants to glorify thug culture. Nobody wants to engage in smoking your brother and stuff. I'm gonna say this right now. Going into next year, man, that shit has to stop, man. It's getting old, as a matter of fact. Nobody wants to engage in making somebody else another prime target or example. Right. To me, I find it corny to diss your own brother. A lot of people, in fact, it's just embedded within niggas to just hate on your brother. Just based off the fact of jealousy, envy, greed, a bunch of stuff. But niggas never ask why. Why do I dislike my brother? Is it because I'm socially programmed to? Or is it because the white man implemented this ideology that is some type of firewall to the point where if I come across any nigga, I gotta do something. I gotta point the finger. I gotta call him out. I gotta make him feel bad. You know, this is the shit I can't stand, man. And it gets old after a while. So what I would say to the younger generation, keep it up. Because like next year or maybe a couple months along the lines, it's gonna come down to a fact to where if you don't know a nigga that's bettering himself, not about that type of lifestyle, those types of individuals will be desired or seeked out or appreciated more compared to a nigga like NBA Youngboy or Young Thug or Lil Baby or Lil Yachty or Future. Notice 4 out of the 5 niggas that I just named are now irrelevant. You want to know why? Because the world is shifting. You know, nobody cares about all that other stereotypical hood shit. And I'm glad it's dying out. The second I seen niggas in quarter zips, niggas inventing shit. In fact, niggas don't even want to be called YN anymore. I knew, oh man, something is changing. But I'm proud of it. I'm endorsing it. It's setting up ourselves for a better future. To where back in, I don't want to say back in my day, but 10 years ago, if you try to be an average brother that was not about that life, you were looked down upon. And so, you know, man, I'm glad we're heading in a new direction. But I wanted to make a video about niggas specifically. So, give me your thoughts, man. If you've seen the same stuff I've been seeing, just looking back and just observing just what's been going on with like the culture and this new mindset that we've had. Some people might have been like me where it's who you always been, but evidently people are now starting to see the full effect, as some might say. But yeah, man, blessed to be back making videos again. And yeah, man, stay positive. Keep it up.